Thanks, Miranda. For more on this story, we're pleased to be joined now by the former Lieutenant Governor of the great state of New York, Betsy McCaughey, who is Skyping in with us tonight. And also joining us from Atlanta, Pollster and CEO of Insider Advantage, Matt Towery. Matt, also the author of the new book, News Vesting. Matt, first to you, will this hurt Carson in the polls?
It's possible. I mean, part of the Ben Carson mystery and the degree of support he has is the fact that he seems to have such an incredible background and such a very calm way about describing it. So to some extent, it's going to hurt him. But I think if I were Carson, I would shoot back very quickly and just ask one question. We still don't know anything about President Obama's past. Why is it that the media is so interested in Ben Carson and inconsistencies, and yet it was persona non grata when anyone talked about the past of President Obama in any way, shape, or form? I still can't give you his whole biography. So I think it will hurt Carson perhaps initially, but he can get past it. If this is his biggest scandal, it's not a big one.
Well, it is interesting, the point you raise about Barack Obama. Betsy McCaughey, to you, we know that Donald Trump is continuing to lay on a barrage of attacks. Are you concerned that Trump could suffer a backlash going after Carson?
No, I think the real issue here is what's true. And embellishment is so common in politics. We have a senator in Connecticut who said he served in Vietnam and never did, and he's still in office. But the fact is that with Carson, it doesn't appear from the facts I've seen that he actually lied. In his books, he said that he was offered a full scholarship. Now, from his point of view, when he was a young man in ROTC at Detroit, if some of the big brass there said, you know, you'll be able to get in, let us help you get in, it's a slam dunk for you. If he can come up with any of those people who said it's almost a sure thing you'll be accepted, that's enough. In his book, he never used words like applied and accepted, which is what Politico, I believe, claimed. So I think he's okay over there. And on the issue of assault, it would be nice if he could come up with the person he attempted to knife. He now claims it's a close family friend or relative. He may have to do that ultimately, but I don't think Ben Carson is in trouble.
All right, we will see what happens with Dr. Carson. Let's move to some other candidates in the Republican field. Mike Huckabee and Chris Christie for the upcoming debate. They're going to be in the preliminary event, the JV discussion. How will this affect them, Matt?
Well, it's been interesting. I mean, a couple of folks, at least one candidate, emerged from the JV to become a full-scale debater in the main event. It's always possible that one of them could actually have more time in that secondary debate and come out again with a major punch and come back to the main stage. I mean, this is a dance that keeps on going. I will say this, though, JD, this debate, because it follows such a cataclysmically disaster on CNBC, if it's done right by Fox Business, which I think it will be done, is going to be very important in staging who is going to be going into those early, particularly the Iowa caucus, with a chance. So being left out in second, you get one last chance for a Hail Mary, but after that, you're going to be sort of lost in the picture if you're headed into Iowa and not making any moves.
All right, let's concentrate now on Fox with this going on the Fox Business Network. Was Fox right to make changes here and how they picked the polls? And since Mike Huckabee used to appear on the Fox News channel, what do you think's afoot, Betsy?
Well, Fox is very fair. They did it based on the polls. I think that people are going to take this debate very seriously because Neil Cavuto and Maria Bartiromo are so highly regarded. They're real business reporters. I don't think they're going to be regarded as hacks or political hitmen. And I expect that the questions will be very fair. So there will be a lot of viewership, and this debate will carry a lot of weight.
Matt, I'm interested in your thought about another battle that's brewing between Donald Trump and another candidate. This is Trump versus Marco Rubio. Who is winning this confrontation on the campaign trail?
Well, you know, right now, most people aren't focused on these things. We'll see if Trump takes it to the next level and brings out all of these issues about Rubio that he claims or that he's focusing on in the actual debate. I think it actually inures to Rubio's advantage, to be honest with you. I think Trump would be best to leave Rubio alone. Rubio did very well in the last debate. Through all the chaos, he emerged in our Newsmax poll, I think, is the winner, if I recall, and that was a scientific poll. So I don't think Trump would be wise to really be fighting with him too hard. Let Rubio take the first attack, if I were advising Trump, and then hit back with what he has to say about Rubio and his spending in the past and his other issues that he's attacking. But I think he needs to go second and not be on the attack at the beginning. Donald Trump needs to sort of lay back a little bit.
Well, there are concerns, Betsy, especially with Marco Rubio being part of the Gang of Eight and his on-again, off-again embrace of amnesty. Isn't that a logical attack line for the Donald?
That is a very legitimate concern. It's one that I share. From the beginning, I worried about how Marco Rubio ever got bamboozled into supporting that really bad immigration bill. But Trump, I believe, is best off when he's telling the American people how to make America great again. Then he is really great.
Well, something that's really curious, Matt, obviously Donald Trump will host Saturday Night Live tomorrow night. One promo was pulled by NBC depicting Donald Trump calling out Ben Carson. Let's take a look at it.
And because of equal time rules for television, Mr. Trump can only speak for 4 seconds in this promo.
So let me just say this. Ben Carson is a complete and total loser.
So apparently they pulled it, but it seems to be fairly comedic in its goal. Your take on the Peacock people yanking that promo?
Well, I mean, come on. This is dancing with the devil here. I mean, he can do it. It may work out, it may not. I can't predict how NBC is going to operate any given moment of the day. We saw that with CNBC, also with SNL. I will say this, though, the writers on SNL have a great sense of humor. If they treat him as softly as they did Hillary Clinton, he'll emerge fine. But if they go after him and make him really a bad guy, then SNL might not be such a great play for him.
Yeah, Betsy, this whole thing, Donald said, hey, I like Lorne Michaels, the longtime executive producer of Saturday Night Live. Is this a wise move by Trump? Does he capture pop culture along with politics by doing this?
I think he's a real show business guy. It's hard to predict, but I think he's making the right decision. The other candidates, of course, would do anything to be able to host Saturday Night Live. Some of them, like Carly Fiorina, really need the name recognition. Everybody in the world knows Trump's name, so there's a bigger downside for him.
It's interesting. Trump has been able to get a lot of free media, we call it in the business. Now he's finally putting out some money, but he's using radio to connect with the voters. His first ads released yesterday. Let's listen to what one of those ads says.
Donald Trump learned the values of hard work, determination, and faith at an early age. He went on to build one of the world's most iconic brands and companies, which employs thousands of people. Donald Trump is running for president because politicians are all talk and no action.
So you get a little dose of that, Matt. He's just reinforcing his branding about making America great again. Is this a smart way to do it via radio? 15 seconds.
Newt Gingrich radio didn't do him much good when he ran for president. In the end, it's all about television, and the Donald will get there pretty quickly.
Well, you get that free television tomorrow night on SNL. That's not going to hurt. In the old days when I was campaigning, radio ads, we called them $1 a holler in rural areas. It worked there, a very different campaign. Betsy McCaughey, Matt Towery, we thank you for your thoughts. Up next, the saga of Hillary, her signature on a non-disclosure form. Is it the smoking gun? We'll talk about it when we come back.